And then we went to Buckhorn Exchange. Here's a sign here that says, "This is the place because there's no place just like this place anywhere not this place," or whatever, something like that. And it's a very kind of kitschy place. It's the oldest standing restaurant in Denver. It's like over 100 years old, and a lot of these
they're around longer than the Disney theme parks.
Yeah, that's true. That's like
Wow.
and like
Not like Teddy Roosevelt of all people.
Let me see if we can find Buckhorn Exchange. Present.
There you go.
Buckhorn Exchange. Here we go. Let's zoom in here in the downtown area. And then National Register of Historic Places. Teddy Roosevelt dined at the restaurant in 1905 after his presidential express train arrived at the Rio Grande rail yards.
I wonder if that's mentioned on like elementary school books.
I feel like I feel like Teddy Roosevelt did a lot of things.
I also worry about being too political. Like Trump recently just visited what was it? A Waffle House.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like,
I mean,
even in terms of like, yeah, it's weird.
I don't know. It is. I mean, like, I feel like certain
Some
things.
people really like Waffle House, I guess.
I feel like some things appeal to like people across the aisle and stuff like that. This does seem to represent the
I feel
cowboy
like Buckhorn
past.
Express exchange would across the aisle thing.
Yeah, this kind of thing like appeals to like the cowboy past of America.
Yeah.
The saloon catered toward railroaders, cattlemen, miners, gamblers, businessmen, and Indian chiefs. Zeitz was friends with Buffalo Bill and Sitting Bull, who called him Shirty Scout due to his small physique.
Interesting.
Roosevelt and Zeitz went big game hunting on Colorado's western slope. It was established as a saloon by an American scout called Henry H. Shirty Scout Zeitz. So that's who Zeitz is. The restaurant contains over 500 mounted animals and trophy heads of every description, including an African Cape buffalo shot by President Teddy Roosevelt.
Wow.
As of 2018, 5 presidents have dined at Buckhorn Exchange.
Only 5?
You figured more, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of presidents.
Yeah. The Daily Meal on Fox News ranked Buckhorn Exchange as one of the oldest operating restaurants in the United States, stating the restaurant received the first liquor license in the state of Colorado. Buckhorn Exchange is a steakhouse and is known for its Rocky Mountain oysters. So, let's explain this. Rocky Mountain oysters. We're going to get to it in a second. So here's all the animals. Here's like some portraits. Here's the menu. You see the Rocky Mountain oysters.
Back log cabin story.
Historical site.
Waffle House.
I do wonder when was the first Waffle House established.
There you go. Like they have the first Chipotle here, right?
The first Chipotle. Yeah, the first Chipotle is from Denver. That's true. We didn't get to go to the first Chipotle.
It's fine.
Matt, yeah, it was fine. I asked Matt about it. I was like, should I go there? He's like, it's fine. And apparently he's accidentally eaten there without realizing it was the first Chipotle.
Like, probably the McDonald's here in Las Vegas could be like the first McDonald's for all we know, and then we never went.
Potentially.
It's a pretty noteworthy Las Vegas McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. People like that, like cocktail shrimp or something.
Buffalo sausage, alligator tail, buffalo prime rib. When I ate here, I was like, I want to eat the wild stuff, and Matt was like, I just want a regular steak. But I encouraged us to like go for like a.
Oh, you have the menu? I wish I had the menu.
Here's this menu.
The menu before.
I wish they said I could save the menu as a souvenir.
Yeah.
And I tried to save it, but I think I left it there by accident. I wish I kept it.
Yeah.
And here they have a Cornish game hen, Colorado lamb, elk, quail, salmon, baby back rib. Yeah. Okay. So here's Buckhorn Exchange, and they just have this little story here to fit in with the lore and everything. And here's oh shit! I wish. What was this? This was a buffalo steak and an elk steak.
Which one was which?
I forget which one was which.
It's unfortunate.
I couldn't tell. One had a certain seasoning that was like cranberries. So maybe this one was the elk and this one was the buffalo? How can you tell?
They do look pretty similar. They both look pretty purple.
Yeah. They both look, and they both kind of tasted like steak, except tasted a little gamier and stuff. Matt told me like it's a little bit like venison, the elk.
Yeah.
And but it tasted fairly.
I mean, yeah, it's like it has to be venison. It's like a deer.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, oh, what does elk taste like? He's like, oh, well, you've had steak, right? I'm like, yeah. And like, have you had venison? I'm like, no. And he's like, well, it's like steak and venison.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Yeah.
And then yeah, here's some more photos. They're like hunting all the animals and stuff.
Yeah.
And then here's Bill Clinton here.
So he won.
Yep. Like doing stuff like that, you know,
Yeah.
very political.
Yeah.
Denver's oldest restaurant, established 1893. You know, that's worthy of a plaque. I don't explain it in the video.
Yeah.
I'll explain it right now,
Yeah.
what Rocky Mountain oysters are. Anyway, here's some Rocky Mountain oysters.
Santa Claus, but it's home improvement.
Yeah, they look like fried ears. It's interesting, but they're actually deep fried, thinly sliced bull testicles. I don't know how else to say it. That's what they are. That's what they are. Rocky Mountain oysters. Also known as prairie oysters, is a dish made of bull testicles. The organs are often deep fried after being skinned, coated in flour, pepper, and salt, and sometimes pounded flat. The dish is most often served as an appetizer. Then
that's the problem, right? It's an appetizer.
Yeah, it's an appetizer, so I had to have the steak afterwards.
Yeah.
And yeah, they serve it with cocktail sauce and horseradish sauce. It tasted very similar in texture to calamari, but just a little bit like beefier, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And and then like they deep fry it and then they season it pretty well, so it tastes like a deep fried chip or something. And then you dip it in the horseradish sauce or cocktail sauce. I mean, like, it felt pretty filling. It's like more filling than a chip.
Yeah.
More filling than a potato chip.
Yeah.
And I think one key to this is that they very thinly slice it. So it's most of it is just the fried stuff. You know, you're not even tasting the testicle part as much. I don't know how to put it. But we gotta find this video of me somewhere. These have been eaten on at the end of cattle drives when they have to like they're done pushing all the cattle somewhere, and then like they have to like castrate some bulls to like manage the population and its behavior and stuff, and then it's
very
cowboys,
Oregon Trail-y because like you know you're in the middle of the land, it's like snowing, and like you have to keep as much food to keep yourself fed and stuff. Yeah, like you're out in the elements, you're like trying to maintain livestock, and then like you're also trying to keep your calories up and stuff. Yeah. So you're like, okay, I mean, if we're already castrating these testicles, you know, like, you know, free meat, and we got to figure out a way to prepare this so it's edible and stuff. So yeah, they had to do something with it. You can't. It's like it'd be a waste if they didn't do something with it. They had to do something with the recipe. And then, like, it became an appetizer at a restaurant and stuff, and people are still eating it later. It feels like a novelty a little bit in some ways, but some people actually like eating it. It's kind of fun. It's a part of the culture. It's a part of it's a good recipe. Yeah, people couldn't believe I was gonna do this, but like when I actually learned about it was actually pretty interesting the more I heard about it. And I felt like it would be kind of a shame if I didn't do it after a certain point. There's definitely a way of like studying it and be like, oh, it totally makes sense. Yeah, it's not like completely out of left field or something. Yeah. Like there's definitely a logic to it, and when I did all that, it definitely felt like okay, I could appreciate this. The thing that scared me though was like when they showed the footage in like a video of like them like, you know, showing the raw testicle and skinning it and stuff. I'm like, okay, that's too much for me. But then after they got into the whole how it works, the lore, how they prepare it, how they cooked it,
the history of it, I was like, okay, now I could get into this a little bit more.
Yeah, it's still there after, even was like way after the Bizarre Foods episode.
Yeah, it's not like they stopped serving it or anything, you know, it's like a thing. And, yeah, they serve it at, like, which stadium? Coors Field?
Coors Field,
yeah.
I least they did when that episode was coming out. I don't know if they're still doing that. I don't know. Can we look up if they still do it or not?
Yeah. Coors Field.
Yeah.
Sometimes you could just find it at different public venues. Sometimes, like, it's just a thing they have somewhere. They also have testicle festivals to serve them.
Testicle festivals.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny.
Yeah. And yeah, there's other ones here too. List of delicacies. See also testicles as food.
Oh, the Coors factory. Yeah, he didn't go there. I think like the owner of Coors like ran for like senator or something during the John Kerry presidency.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I think we passed by the Coors factory. I didn't get any footage of it, but it seemed like a pretty big place.
They mentioned like Colorado's a good brew town.
Yeah, Matt brought up like, do you want to see any breweries? And like that seemed to be like a big industry in Colorado. We like walked by some smaller breweries and stuff. There's like some brewery tours to go on.
It's like Family Guy and Pawtucket, whatever, right?
Family Guy and what?
Pawtucket Pal or whatever. The Pawtucket brewery they have.
Oh, Pawtucket or
yeah.
Yeah, I guess maybe that's what Family Guy was alluding to, is like a local brewery scene in Rhode Island or Quahog or something. Where are these testicles at?
A testicus for a festivus.
A testicus for the festivus. Testival festival.
I forgot the name too.
Buckhorn Exchange.
Buckhorn Exchange.
Okay. Here's the elk and buffalo. And here's some baked beans and string beans.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I also had a non-alcoholic O'Doul's beer. I was like, oh, I want to see how a non-alcoholic beer tastes.
Yeah.
And I'd rather have a soda. It is. Coors likes it. Coors makes some non-alcohol beer. Tastes like a corn soda. That sounds pretty good, actually. Maybe I try that. Yeah, if they have fructose or something.
Hopefully it's not fructose.
Oh yeah. It's corn soda. Okay, so here's me eating fried buffalo bull. I keep saying buffalo testicles. Bull testicles. Also known as Rocky Mountain oysters at Buckhorn Exchange.
All right, folks. We're in Denver, and when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So now to take me here to the Buckhorn Exchange to have some Rocky Mountain oysters. You don't know what those are, look it up. And I've never tasted these before, and we're about to see my first batch of these. We'll make this a home production right now. That's laughing by the camera. I'm gonna try this cocktail sauce, and we're just gonna see how I react to this. So, cheers. You're grinning like a Cheshire cat. All right, let's get into it. Okay, nothing about it.
So like you can see me chew into it, and like it's crispy, you know.
It's not that chewy. You're gonna say it's gonna be really chewy.
Yeah, I was kind of worried it was going to have like a rubbery texture or something.
Right.
But it's pretty thinly sliced, so it's like you chew it and you know it's fine. You know, it tastes like a protein chip. You know.
I guess this should be a highlight for Twitch.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it tastes like food. It tastes like food.
Gamey, right?
It wasn't too gamey. It wasn't like. Do I recommend Rocky Mountain oysters?
Yeah, we got a half order. I think we're making a bunch of it.
Yeah.
I'd recommend it.
I'd recommend it. It's worth eating to try it out. It's edible. It's like Matt told me multiple times. It's like food. It's very edible. It's not like something like a super... It's not a super challenging... I mean, it's like a little strange when you think about it, but like when you're just eating it, it's like America's fine enough.
America's like very carnivorous.
Yeah. And if you're just in the mood, you're like having it, it's like fine, but you know, you don't have to go out of your way to like eat it every time. You know, it's worth trying once at least. And I don't know. Sometimes you're like, yeah, why not? And like this half order was huge. This was a huge basket. Like,
I was sort of wondering if it was the main course, but it wasn't, right?
Yeah, it was just the appetizer, and we got a half order, and it was a huge basket. We didn't even.
That was a half order. Wow.
It was a half order. We didn't even finish it. Like this is a huge basket of stuff. We didn't even finish it.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about taking it home, but like, I don't know, we just didn't take it home. But like, meanwhile, like. Cowboys back in the day were like starving and they had to eat Rocky Mountain oysters and stuff. And meanwhile, I'm like, oh, I don't feel like taking it home. So like,
this is like an SNL skit or something. Cowboys eating Rocky Mountain oysters.
Yeah, I feel like it lends itself to a comedy, but I feel like maybe too well. It's like too funny. Like, like where's the joke even? Usually you have to work towards the joke or something.
It's like network humor.
Yeah, it's a little too. It's like. Yeah, you can't make it too obvious. You gotta like find an angle for it. It's like already too weird and funny. It is a half order, yeah. Yeah, you could have it with a beer or something.
Yeah, non-alcoholic.
It's good. It's a good fried food. Like you'd have it like it's like mozzarella, like a mozzarella sticks or.
Yeah, you mentioned that before, yeah.
Or like onion rings or deep fried testicles. You know, it's like right up there.
I guess
with beer. You know, beer
fried
drink.
Frog maybe.
Fried frog, you know, yeah. Feel free to keep in mind next time you go.
Yeah.
It's pretty novel. I think it's worth trying at least once in a lifetime. Yeah, and it's pretty edible. I was expecting it to be like super, like challenging or something. It was actually pretty edible. It's food.